It's been 1 year since I quit my job, only possible thanks to patrons who supported me. 7 episodes TDDC, nowhere near what I hoped, but some were pretty fancy. Brought back my comic AGC. It may not be new, but took a lot of work for me. Still not quite where I wanted to be, but that's Operation Awesome Unemployment. Yes, it's been 1 full year of OAU, of working full-time on Tales from my D&D campaign. On the one hand, I really upped my game with many of the new episodes, and upped my storytelling game with Saga of Balvan. Made a really sweet map that Lore Master patrons can download, and which anyone can buy. And the fact that I was forced to spend a lot of my time rebuilding another gaming comic was a little out of my control, not part of the original plan. On the other hand, I was aiming for 4 to 6 weeks per episode, and that actual average has been a little over 7 weeks. The writing of Mage Captain Sahara has slowed way down, although I think I'm getting back on track now. And I got stalled on animating the action part of that Daggerface miniseries mini-pilot, which I still need to finish even though it's quite short. Technically, most of that year was 2020. But that's no excuse for me specifically, because the steady support of my patrons has insulated me from the financial side, and being an extreme introvert who works out of his basement in what is, so far, a pretty safe part of the world, has insulated me from most of the other bad stuff. So, what's next? Well, episode 57 should be done in about a week. That's 1 week sooner than the previous estimate on the latest page of Demonac.com, though it's not a big episode by this year's standards, and it's more of an example of realistic timeline setting than fast work on my part. I'm more inspired to get back to writing MCS, so I'm hoping to get out Chapter 8 in the near future. I already provided Lore Master patrons with a PDF of the first half of AGC. That's not so impressive, since the 1-a-day re-release of my old D&D webcomic on the website has already passed that point, but I'm hoping to get the second half in the next couple of months. Also, I still have to create a new format for the excerpts to get those back up. I think the occasional live streams I've started are kind of fun. Not too many people have watched them, but those who did and commented liked them. My plan is about 1 stream a month-ish, when there's a gap in my release schedule, like in the middle of that dead zone between the latest extras and the following episode. I'm still piddling around with what the next lore stream will be, but the next art stream is going to be fan art. I'll get suggestions, hold a vote for patrons on what characters to draw fan art of. The plan is to do it in a fairly simple style and try to get more than 2 done over the stream. So drop your suggestions in the comments, though characters and shows I'm familiar with are more likely to be included in the eventual poll. Otherwise, next year should see the end of the Week of Hell, and possibly tie up the whole current arc of TDDC. Whenever we hit that strong endpoint, I'll have to do a little retooling, make a whole bunch of new sprites, and then we'll shift over to the TDDC 2 campaign. Same players, different party, traveling through the world of TDDC in a different direction, though mostly the same time period as the current party. I hope that all of you, especially those who contributed to my Patreon to pay my bills for this, I hope you're all satisfied with my progress so far. I know more would be better, and I'm still working on organizing myself and working hard to create more additional content this year while still prioritizing TDDC episodes. Anyway, I love what I'm doing and what I've done over the last year, and I owe it all to my patrons, big and small, and to everyone who likes and shares TDDC. With an extra huge thanks to the super generous members of the organization. I can't really thank all the past and future members, but I can call out the current members of the organization. Aether, Mordu, Aurelius, Benamir Bigrin, Critical Hit 20, Karnlin, Dim, Indusmar, Earl of Sanguine, and Fey Crossroads, Fight Knight, Fireborn, Get Hype, Gorefiend, Hakun, Havoc, 9, John, Lonito, Lord Aben, Malice, and Desh, Madbrew, Zach, MG3D, Norgan OI1, Olden Man, Overlord Thor, Pedrigov Rooney, Pontus, Bromerul Fist, Rek Mock, Skyturn 97, Stan the Man, Starfall, Sildari, Cygax, Tambu, and June, Surf USA, Toshiro 7, Valis Volkang, Woodley, Warsaw, and Zombie. It's been 1 year since I quit my job, only possible thanks to patrons who supported me.